Welcome, Armchair Generals, Weekend Warriors, and Saturday Soldiers alike. This is Ostentatiousness, and welcome back to Star Wars Empire at War. When last we left off, we had just rid the galaxy of the scourge that is the Death Star, the rebellion is gaining traction, and things were looking better. Or at least moderately less shit. But this time, what if the situation is reversed? Ooh, what the fuck just happened? Did that ship just teleport? Whatever. What if, instead of fighting against the tyranny, we fight against the terrorist acts of the people who do terrorist things? You know, those rebellious scoundrels, we'll call them. Yes, this time we are playing as the Empire. Also, terribly sorry if you can hear people in the background. Trying to turn the microphone down. Might actually just quickly got over this, doesn't fuck up the recording. There we go. Okay, good news everyone. I fixed the poison slime pipes. No, just fiddled with my OBS microphone settings a little bit. Now, let me, before we begin, explain my Imperial combat strategy. Now, whilst my Rebel combat strategy does focus quite heavily on crafts such as the Corellian Corvette and the Mon Calamari Cruiser, and the Nebulon B is pretty bloody handy in a pinch as well, it's primarily made up of the Alliance's fighters. They're cheap, you could deploy them en masse, and as was quite handily demonstrated against the Imperial Star Destroyers, they just peel through their weaponry and their defenses, and they don't really have a chance to, fight back. But my Imperial strategy does rely quite heavily on those same capital ships. But, again, where the difference is that whilst that relies heavily on Imperial capital ships, the other part of the strategy it's the same as a modern aircraft carrier strategy. You have a detachment of fighters keeping your enemies away. The Imperial's strong suit is, aside from the fact that they have very powerful warships that can inflict massive amounts of damage to space stations, the Imperial's other main advantage in space is that their warships produce free strike craft. They're effectively mobile space stations. And when used properly, the AI doesn't, those strike craft, particularly the TIE Fighter's Hunter-Killer ability, where it searches for and destroys any targets, can make the Imperials quite dangerous. Now, I have made the executive decision, while people laugh in the background, I have made the executive decision to be going to do this on medium. If it starts looking too easy or too difficult, then we will change the difficulty settings later, but yeah. Now the Empire starts with plot missions. To be fair, the Rebels do too, but the Empire starts with plottier plot. And a demonstration of the Imperial Severance package. I'm just going to mute my microphone though. I love how even the opening for the Galactic Empire has no bones about admitting we're evil. I gotta admit, Darth Vader, amazing character. You know, he was imposing, he was threatening, he was one of those strong, silent Master Chief, man of few words, but I can break your fucking neck if I wanted to. And then they just ruined him with Anakin Skywalker. Now, I'm not sure if that... I mean, I highly doubt that was Hayden Christensen's acting, but that was assuredly a factor. But certainly it was the writing that kind of made Anakin into a whiny, self-important little prick. Also, classic. Such classic. I wonder what those 4 smaller engines are for. I mean, they don't seem to actually be working.
My lord, we've located a small rebel outpost using the nearby abandoned communications tower to receive Imperial transmissions.
Have the rebels detected our...
Darth Vader just standing there like a boss.
No, my lord. We jammed their sensors and communications before we landed.
So basically, we told them we were coming.
We will eliminate the rebel forces here.
Dum
and
dum dum
discover
dum
the
dum
identity
dum
of
dum
the
dum
traitor.
dum 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 dum.
Yes.
So yeah, this is a very. Also, I love how he's just chilling here. I'm taking our entire fighting force.
Follow and fire at will.
So yeah, Darth Vader, pretty boss against basically everything. Like,
Imperial walkers,
ooh.
engage them immediately.
Oh, that would have done more. That's his AoE attack. Also, I like Imperial R2D2.
Prepare your...
That's Darth Vader. Let's get out of here.
I'm sorry, but there will be no escape.
Secondary position.
Cover my approach.
See, because Darth Vader's 2 attacks are Force Push and Force Crush, meaning he can do this.
Support order acknowledged.
I love how it actually damages shields first, not hull.
There they are. Blast them.
Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum. Force Push!
Follow me.
I do really like the in-universe, like, the reason why Darth Vader's style is so fixed and immobile is because of all the damage his body sustained during the battle on Mustafar, and he's developed his own kind of Force Lightning thing that, rather than doing conventional Force Lightning arcing from his fingers, he kind of sends it up in the air in a little cloud around him. Darth Vader definitely is one of...
Acknowledged.
Okay, if you're so eager to die, mate. Yeah, Darth Vader really is one of those classic villains that it's like...
Repair station
Too much.
It's just... I don't know how to explain it, you know? He's the anti-Master Chief. Master
Rebels
Chief.
will see no more use from this communications center.
Because...
Destroyed.
Yeah, because we gotta break it. Yeah, Darth Vader. Darth Vader and Master Chief. Strong, silent... You know, like I said, can break your neck if they wanted to. Man of few words. But the...
As the Emperor wills.
On my way.
I mean, like, Darth Vader doesn't... I don't know how to explain this. Darth Vader doesn't strike me as particularly evil in the movies. I mean, I understand he's fighting for an evil empire, but... It's not like he goes around, you know, aside from randomly choke slamming people like he's the Undertaker.
Destroyed, Lord Vader.
You know, Vader doesn't really evil. He's you know, he's not off cackling and talking about his evil plans. He's just kind of a dude who's doing his thing. I mean, again, I understand he is actually evil, but at the same time, it feels more like he's a weapon, a pawn for the Emperor, than he is a person. Also, deflector shield. Shield generator.
All too easy.
Scanning
You will
area.
fall to the power of the dark side. Oh shit, that's what I should play next. Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth. I fucking loved that game. Have to...
Must take down this shield before we attack.
I
Now
was actually looking for HD patches and mods and things to make this look beautiful before I started recording, but there were mods that, like, only added, well, as well as improving the graphics, they added a whole bunch of
secure and fortify that location to bring in reinforcements.
they also added in, like, a whole bunch of kind of new units and stuff.
They must never leave this planet.
And, you know, it's just like, I'm not here, you know, I want to play the actual game proper, not the...
They will join us or die.
You know, I just want it to look pretty, because in my opinion, I mean, the game could be better,
Destiny lies
but at the same time, you know, for what it is, and for how old it is. I mean, this game is a decade old now. Yeah, for what it is, and for how old it is, this game did some pretty fantastic things. You know, it has that Star Wars feel to it. You know, from the space battles to the land battles to...
The power generator is down.
I don't know how to
Finish the
explain it,
rest of the
guys.
rebels.
But, you know, I just feel like other than making it look prettier, you know, more of a limitation of the technology at the time than...
Battalion standing by.
Yeah, more of a limitation of the technology at the time than the game itself. So satisfying.
You may dispense with the
Yeah, so, I mean, aside from, yeah, but simple limitations, there's more the hardware producing the game at the time's fault than the game itself. You know, I feel like
on scopes.
this is probably a pretty exceptional Star Wars game. I mean, you guys, your mileage may vary. I love this game. I love the strategy elements. Space battles are certainly my favourite. I find the land battles tedious and pointless. But, like, once again, you know, your mileage may vary.
Constructing. Awaiting orders.
I am ready.
And, yeah, so I certainly feel like this is very Star Wars. Like, you know, this is certainly a
They will be
good follow-on to the actual movies themselves. I mean, it expands on things that may not have needed to have been expanded on, but it doesn't feel entirely pointless. You know, it does set you in that position. And I mean, Star Wars is never, like, at least the first Star Wars. I mean, I did like the Clone Wars. I do like Rebels. That's what I meant to say. Instead of Star Wars Legends, I meant to say Star Wars Rebels in the last video. So I do like the kind of Clone Wars, that kind of stuff. But I mean, in my mind, Star Wars, when I think about it, I think epic space battles and laser sword duels. You know, more than I think, you know, pitched ground battles, except for Hoth. And I am a little disappointed that you don't get to recreate the Hoth battle. Like, you know, the rebels have a trench line and they keep falling back. I mean, that'd be some pretty sweet Men of War stuff. And I'm not trying to rag on the game and the producers. I can understand why they did what they did and why they did what they didn't. But still. Just kind of strikes me as, you know, something I'd rather.
Your incompetence is troubling. The rebels
And now we get to see the Imperial Severance package.
My lord,
Enjoy.
it is likely that the traitor we are hunting may have...
You failed me for the last time, Commander. I will be better off without your services. Trooper, did you find anything in your search?
Some of the equipment we found carries pirate insignias. The rebels may be working with them.
They must be trading information on our cargo routes for supplies from the pirates. Reconstruct their communications. They will lead us to the rebellion.
You gotta admit, that's a pretty smart plan from Vader.
We are
Also, oh shit, man, I can't believe they killed Billy. I mean, what he did just didn't seem physically possible. So yeah, I lost time, Maulers. I'm not losing any sleep. It is funny that I do mention the kind of cinematic battles like I did, because that is very much what you get in Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth. I know the battles like Isengard, the Black Gate, Amon Hen, and Helm's Deep and Minas Tirith are very cinematic, but you know, I feel like something could have been in this game. Again, understand. Like, not ragging on the game or the producers. You know, they made a fantastic product. It's just what I would have liked.
Building started. Constructing.
You know, it doesn't make the game any less enjoyable. Certainly not.
Beginning construction.
You know, my tastes to the taste of everyone? Probably not.
My lord, reports are coming in from Fondor that rebel forces have routed our troops and taken control of some local settlements.
This meaningless retaliation only serves to give away their location. Eliminate them quickly and recover any communications you may find in the rubble.
Mission log updated.
Crush, kill, destroy. The rebels have captured Fondor. Send your forces in and crush their pitiable uprising. Teach these rebels a lesson they won't soon forget. Now then, yeah, I'll keep it on pause. My Imperial strategy is also rather different from my Rebellion strategy.
Complete.
I do very much like these patrol frigates
Complete.
with the Empire. They are very good at defense. I mean, the Rebels' main threat comes from fighters and bombers, and they are specifically designed to peel apart fighters and bombers. Later when I do get them,
Cruiser reporting.
if I can find it here, later when I do get them, I will be adding broadside battle cruisers to that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here, little retinue of strike craft.
Construction complete.
You know what I mean.
Tartan cruiser
Vehicle in
reporting.
production. Construction complete.
Now then, fuck off! Oh, actually,
Constructing.
come on, little Jimmy. And I think you can have, as the Empire, like 6 acclimators in one fight. If I remember correctly.
Constructing.
Also, just gonna build a shit ton of manufacturing plants
Construction
on these
complete.
planets.
Construction
You know,
complete.
that extra income will pad my average. I can sell them
Construction
and
complete.
yeah, expand, and then crush, kill, destroy.
Unit
Well, this is
in production.
not necessarily in that order. So, another very long build-up episode. We probably won't be hitting Fondor. They're not going anywhere. I do remember the Fondor battle quite well. It is a bitch. Oh, that's another thing the Empire needs. Yes, they need bitches. Everyone needs fine bitches.
Training soldiers.
No, what the
Construction
Empire
complete.
needs
Cruiser online.
is
Recruiting troops.
a garrison force on all of their planets. It's really, really, really aggravating to have to do every
Recruiting.
planet,
Training
But-
soldiers.
given the Rebellion.
Unit in production.
Something I didn't show off in my Rebellion Let's Play, or my Rebellion part of the playthrough, was that the Rebels can actually bypass space defenses and immediately engage in a land battle.
Construction complete.
So you know, if I have these Imperial Stormtrooper academies and these vehicle factories, they will produce the vehicles and the units for during the fight, just like the space station will produce the vehicles for the strike craft for the space battles. But having that extra garrison always helps.
Construction.
Probably going to mute my microphone again. Might actually end up cutting up the video.
Construction.
Don't really have anything else to add to all
Constructing
this.
unit.
And yeah, so I will be back when I'm back. And again, guys, sorry about the conversation you're probably hearing in the background. I might actually just be talking really loudly and you can't hear it, but it's better safe than sorry.
Reporting.
Yeah, so be right back, guys.
Reporting.
Cruiser online.
Reporting. Reporting.
Vehicle in production.
Cruiser online. Ready to go. Cruiser online.
Vehicle in production. Unit cancelled.
Navigating.
Recruiting. Vehicle in production. Tactical battle imminent.
Okay, and we are back. I decided to move on Taris to secure that and to see if there was a Space Force here. I would definitely be doing my slow crawl advance. I feel it's more suited for the Empire than it is for the Rebellion, simply because the Empire is,
Cruiser here.
you know, they're trying to retake these planets from the Rebellion.
Reporting
So
in.
it kind of stands to reason
Cruiser
that
online.
they're, you know, they're doing more of a slow advance. 3 fighters, 1 bombers.
Ready.
So these ships
Yes, sir.
probably just spit out
Your
one of
orders,
each.
sir.
Once again,
Navigating.
sorry that you can hear any conversation in the background. If you can hear it, that is. I am trying to speak over the conversation. So yeah, my
We've
if
located the enemy.
if I really wanted to micromanage everything, then I'd individually target my squadrons.
Cruiser standing by.
Got them in my sights.
And I mean, let's be honest. Do you guys really want to watch me?
Ready, sir.
Yeah. Do you guys really want to watch me individually target squadrons and pausing every 5 seconds? No, you don't. Fuck, I don't, and I'm me. So yeah. I do also find it quite interesting that they don't use the Venator, because the Venator Star Destroyer, beautiful ship, probably one of my favourite ships in kind of, you know, sci-fi fantasy, well, sci-fi fantasy, in like sci-fi warfare kind of stuff. I find it interesting that, well, the reason they don't use it is because it's too associated with the Clone Wars and by extension the Jedi, and that's not the kind of image the Empire wants to present. So the Empire is kind of, yeah. So the Empire discontinued the use of the Venator. They brought out the Victory 1 just after the end of the Clone Wars. And yeah, so they brought out the Victory 1 Star Destroyers just at the end of the Clone Wars, and they upgraded them to the Victory 2, and then upgraded to the Imperial. Also, you guys probably find that incredibly boring, but the point is the Acclimator was literally the first warship you see in the Clone Wars. And, you know, it's easily one of the most identifiable, you know, kind of warships for the Republic. And yet they don't use the Venator because it's too identifiable for the Republic.
Destroy the shield generator.
So yeah, I do focus on destroying missile launchers and photon torpedo launchers. They can bypass shields. Also, yeah, I can fit 2 more. Huh, I can get 2 more Star Destroyers in this. So, you also notice I'm not getting any more bombers, and I'm not concerned about the loss of them. And that is actually very much the Imperial doctrine of, oh, we've suffered combat losses, pilots and craft are replaceable. So yeah, that whereas with the Republic, well, technically the Alliance to restore the Republic, with the Rebels, that it's very much a reverse posture. The Rebels are like, well, every man and every bit of supply is precious to our efforts, and as such, you know, we can't afford to be wastefully using them. And holy shit, my voice is starting to hurt from talking so loud and so much, so I'm probably going to end up cutting this video. I'm probably going to end up not recording another video of this. God damn it! I can fuck them up! I'm about to fucking fuck them up, don't you understand? Wreck them! Damn it! TIE fighters, they turn like space buses. So yeah, that was yes, I was destroying it. Yeah, so like I said, I probably only record one of these. This is really hurting my throat. Boost power! Actually, sorry, maximum firepower. And shields kind of take massive hits while that's happening. It's not the smartest idea. Honestly, I rarely use that ability, which is very common with the Empire. With the Republic, with the Rebel Alliance, they get shield booster, but with the Empire, they get weapon booster. Now, I very rarely use the weapon booster unless I know I'm going to lose the ship, because what's the point? I mean, I'll fucking lose it anyway. So, oh thank God, I'm just going to turn off my microphone and cough. We'll probably cut back to whenever things happen. Okay.
Unit in production. Unit in production. Recruiting.
Reporting.
Cruiser online. I copy.
Reporting. Reporting.
Ready to go.
Reporting.
Ready to
Reporting.
go. Ready to go. On my way. Ready to go. Inputting coordinates.
Set coordinates.
You know, it's interesting. You probably actually recognize that the three, four, 6 planets I started out in are what I first identified as the Imperial Southern Approach, because remember it was 8 and 2, blah blah blah, Kuralag, Bestine, Endor, as kind of, you know, was the kind of border between us and the Loyalist Empire. But these were the 3 planets I identified as the most dangerous. Fondor because of its enormous shipbuilding capacity. Now, before we go into the space, actually, you know what? Fuck it. We can go into the land battle,
Invasion commencing.
because you'll see this anyway. Taris was once a gigantic city planet rivaling Coruscant, but thousands of years ago, about 25,000, the planet's population of 6 billion was utterly destroyed during a massive conflict between Jedi and Sith forces. Okay, now first of all, yes, it was Darth Revan's Sith Empire, and yes, it was Malak in control, but it wasn't really a fight between Sith and Jedi forces. It was kind of a one-sided, let's blow the fucking planet up. So,
Choose your reinforcements.
obviously,
Yes.
got to send down Big V,
Moving out.
Big Van Vader.
Advancing.
At maximum
Ready to go.
unit capacity.
Awaiting orders.
Oh shit, yeah, because this is technically a Loyalist planet,
Always ready, sir. Affirmative.
we get to press random civilians into combat. Zippity-doo-dah.
Reporting in. Roger that. Form up. Awaiting orders.
Ready. Yes, sir.
So, I am entrenching this, will probably be my fallback point.
Lord Vader
One
has
of-
landed.
Oh, also, by the way, note, Vader's shuttle is actually different to all the other shuttles. I believe Vader's is like the Lambda shuttle you see in the movies, whereas the other shuttles are whatever.
Turret constructing. Turret constructing.
They are whatever. That is the actual,
Engaging
like,
enemy.
scientific explanation for what they are. Now, you gotta admit, Taris, blown up 25,000 years ago, I mean, I understand, 25,000 years, a long fucking time, looks pretty good.
You presume too much.
Construction complete.
What, that you would, you know, get with the program, Vader? Also, Vader, you run like a girl.
Construction
A
complete.
deadly, deadly girl.
There they are. Blast them.
Prepare your men.
Pirate soldier, Black Sun pirate mercenary, ruthless and deadly. 3 squads of 3 soldiers each per company.
Set your course.
And this is another thing you'll recognize from the movies. This was one of the things Jabba had with him when he was about to, you know, throw
Will be done.
Reporting in.
everyone's favorite Jedi
I find your lack of
rebel,
disturbing.
who's of what's it, into the Sarlacc. You'll also remember that Boba Fett was the one who fell in the
Turret
Sarlacc.
constructing.
Roger.
Really cool, actual, like, in-universe little bit of badassery. Boba Fett's actually the only person who's ever fallen into the Sarlacc, and because of his iron will and Mandalorian armor, also iron,
Turret
he was able to climb
bombing run
out of the Sarlacc. Also,
Standing by.
Bomber Cam! I do love the howling sound that Imperial bombers make. Also, it looks like they're dropping little EMP bombs.
Now you will know true suffering.
I do know true suffering, Vader. I have to listen to you talk.
Construction complete.
Vader just force choke slams me.
What is your directive?
So, 12 Who's of What sits, 10 infantry, 11 locals, and Big Van Vader.
Turret constructing.
So, you guys come here often?
What?
Pirate's gift.
Unit destroyed.
Light patrol vehicle primarily used to
Alert all
block.
command.
Construction complete.
Is to resist.
Say, what'd I tell you? I do like how it's funny, the rebel the rebel kind of turrets are the turrets they use in the defense of Hoth, but the Imperial turrets, I don't actually remember ever seeing them in the movies.
You will not escape this time.
You've nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. Your village will burn like the heart of the sun. With infinite glee, it's going to be
Now
me
you will meet
who
your
slaughters the world. That's another real thing I've actually been looking forward to for a while now, and it was on Kickstarter. Was the Looking for Group, well, the LFG movie. And like I understand.
Make ready.
God, I say that a lot. It didn't get crowdfunded, and I was a bit disappointed by that. But it's really good that they've continued to expand
They must
upon
never leave this planet.
what they were originally working on,
Bombing run.
because it
available.
looks so promising.
Bomber squadron
Also-
reporting.
Bombers, if you haven't noticed at this point, actually come from the furthest edge of the map from where you issue the bombing run.
Enemies in
Pointless,
We
yeah.
are victorious.
God, even Vader got pretty fucked up
System
during that.
conquered.
So, I'm not actually sure if the rebels attack as vigorously
Constructing.
as they
Beginning
do
construction.
in single player,
Confirmed.
but the rebels,
As
they
the
fucking
Emperor will.
Location
dog you
confirmed.
in the
Vehicle
single player. Like,
interaction.
you just cannot get some breathing room. The rebels just constantly, okay, I say they constantly attack. They fairly frequently attack
Tartan cruiser reporting.
your
Construction
your land installations
Construction complete.
with
Beginning.
commando
construction.
raids. And if you have no troops on your planet, no combat,
Tartan cruiser reporting.
no combat, I know this one.
Unit
No combat
interaction.
buildings, then you lose the planet. Simple as that. Which is kind of bullshit in my opinion. Yeah, so
Construction
probably going to cut this off here. It's probably going to be the only video I'm doing because my throat really hurts.
Construction complete.
So next time, which will probably be on Thursday, probably be on Tuesday, Wednesday more realistically, you guys get to look forward to the attack on Fondor. As always, I have been Ostentatiousness. You have still hopefully been you. I mean, you know, if not, yeah, that's cool.
Construction
Like,
complete.
favorites. Okay, let me try this again. Remember, if you liked the video, leave a like. Sorry guys, I'm just trashed, and not in the good drunk way. Yeah, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked the video, leave a dislike. If you wanted to say hi, drop me a line. I will, if not respond, I will read. And if you want to see more of my videos, subscribe and check out my channel. And remember everyone, stay crunchy and milk. Bye.